Now, this is just me talking to you as a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real for a second. I'm going to tell you, if you're thinking about cheating, if you're thinking about dating someone who's married, stop. Don't do it. It's not fair to you, it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to the person that they have devoted themselves to. So you got three people, and if they have kids and a family, do you know what you are doing to a whole family of people? You are destroying the nucleus of what life is supposed to be. Husband, wife, and children, as far as marriage goes. But if you're a man out here cheating, you're destroying that family. You're destroying the person that you're cheating with, because nobody's getting a fulfillment of the whole concept of what a relationship is. So I've been that person. I've been the one who's been cheated on, and I've been the one who cheated and was the outside woman. So I think I have a very clear picture of what it feels like for both parties. And like I say, for the men, you just need to stop and think about, what are you doing? If you don't want to be married to one person and you want to continue to be a single person, don't get married. Don't involve yourself with someone who thinks you're the only one for them, and have them in this delusional thought pattern that you wouldn't stray from them because you're so much in love. That can be so detrimental to someone and can destroy them for the rest of their life. And I feel like that's what happened to me. Being so in love with somebody who cheated on you, who you never in your life would imagine would have the audacity to step out of your relationship. And then it happens and you still don't understand what's going on. That was me. And the same thing, I had no idea I was being cheated on. And then when I dated this guy and he was married, I had no idea he was married. For the first 6 to 7 months, we dated for probably a year. 6, 7 months, I had no idea he was married. I was truly in love with this man. Truly in love with this man. And I had no clue. I had been to his house before, but it was just like a couple, we pit stop for him to pick something up. And I didn't notice anything because, he said his sister lived with him. So why would I notice anything? And of course the kids weren't there. So anyway, when people want to cheat, they can. When people want to cheat and be deceitful, they can. But what is it doing to your character? What is it doing to the person that you should be? You're not honest. You're lying to everyone, including yourself. And you go through some type of emotional feelings but you know what it is? You don't think about it. You're just rolling along, damaging everyone that you meet because you're lying. You're a liar. The only true people who know what's going on are your friends, probably, or your family, some of your family members. Because that's what hurt me the most. Some of my family members, not on my side, but on the person's side, knew what was going on. They knew what was going on. And that hurt me so bad to know that I thought these people loved me. But why would they let this person do this to me? But why would that person do this to me? I mean, anyway. That's why it's such a painful thing when there's supposed to be two people together, but yet you bring another person in. And then, believe it or not, you're cheating, and then you might bring another person in. That is so disgusting, really. I mean, it's one thing to just come out and tell somebody, yeah, I'm married. Okay, now I can make a decision. But don't trick somebody into pretending you're not married because you know what type of person they are. They're not going to date a married person. So you go and you lie, you do everything you can to keep this under wraps. But do you know what's done in the dark will come to light? And even if that woman hadn't told me she was cheating with my husband, I would have eventually found out. I would have found out, because you can't keep stuff like that hidden for long. Whether he would have told me, I would have found out about the child he had with her, it was going to come out. I'm so simple. I am so simple. I don't believe in lying like that to somebody, to tell them I'm not married and I'm married. I would, if I felt like that, I would have to get a divorce. If I felt like I needed to go and be with somebody else, I would have to either go to therapy and find out why am I thinking like that, or reach into my marriage and find out why are we disconnected. Because sometimes that's what happens in these marriages. You get disconnected, and instead of reconnecting yourselves, you go out looking for something else. What you need to do is work on your marriage, reconnect, remember why you married that person, find that back. Get that back, why you married the person. You were in love with them, you were attracted to them, you want to spend your life with them, you want to raise your children together. But don't go out here because you had a little hiccup and go running off in opposite directions, because somebody's going to get hurt. And that somebody may be you. Dating a married person is just, you're not living your life. You're living someone else's fantasy. You're giving them the relief they need out of their life. They're not getting a reality check. Now, if you were to stop and say, hey, I'm not dealing with this, you're married. But sometimes they are such good cover-ups that you don't know. And you can ask them and they still lie. Or you'll hear, I'm separated. Or you'll hear, we don't live together. And it's like, unless you're a single person taking care of your own financial responsibilities, having your own place and all of that stuff, don't go for it. Don't fall for that stuff. To be with someone else's spouse, it takes away a part of you, because you're devaluing yourself. You deserve someone who can give you their full attention, give you the full commitment of a marriage. And if you're a man, please stop hurting people. You're hurting your wife. You're hurting your kids. You're hurting yourself, actually, because you're a liar. You're a liar. And I'm going to tell you, my kids, this is why I can talk about it, because my kids know what I've gone through. They know what I've done. They've known what other people have done. So it's easy for me to talk about it, because if my kids not judging me, I don't think anybody else needs to judge me. And, because they know what was going on. I mean, they know now especially. But it's a painful thing. You think about these people out here lying to other people. This is what I'm, and then this is, oh my God, have you guys seen where there's people getting married and the other woman comes in and she's pregnant and breaking up a wedding and all this stuff? It's the craziest thing. People want to be married so bad, but yet they don't want to take it seriously. And that's just not fair. It's not good. You're being a deceitful person. You're destroying so many lives. Your kids, look at your children. They have to see what parents do, and then they go on to do it. And that's one thing I do want to say. When you are raising children, please, when they get up to be about 12, 13 or so, start talking to them about relationships. I have 3 boys, and I did talk to them about the birds and the bees and don't date until, you're mature enough to handle what may come from it, which is a child or emotions. And so, I had 3 boys and none of them were dating because I was like, you can't date. What are you dating for? You don't have a car. You don't have any money. Why are you dating? So don't date until you're ready to handle the consequences that comes with dating. And I do remember thinking when my kids started dating, my thing was I didn't want them to get hurt because I knew there are women out there who don't care. They will take a guy and run him ragged. And so I remember talking to my kids about I don't want them getting hurt by a woman. I don't want them getting nobody pregnant. And so it worked out. At least they knew. Me, nobody told me anything. I didn't find out about sex until I was in 10th grade. So how old was I? 16? That's when I found out what it was. Nobody talked to me. I had older brothers and sisters. Nobody talked to me about it. My parents definitely didn't. They just told me, don't let no boys get near you. And that's all I knew. So I never dated in high school. I remember going to the prom. That was about it. And the guy wanted me to kiss him, but I told him, I'll kiss you Monday because I didn't want to. So that's how being raised by parents who were old-fashioned or whatever you want to call it, that's what happened. So for somebody who cheats, like I say, it's a dead-end street. It's just a dead-end street. It's not going anywhere. Very seldom will you find a person who's married who leaves their spouse to marry the side person. Because see, I'm putting this out for men and women. Women cheat too. Women are married and they cheat just as well as the men. And I know because I've seen women who do it. I know women who've done it. And, I've talked to some friends or some ladies or whatever, and they talk about how they prefer a married man. I'm like, who in their right mind would prefer dating a married man? You have no concept of what you want from a relationship, if you ask me. I mean, apparently all you want is the one thing that he wants. You don't want the stability of a relationship. And see, and that's my problem I have with thinking when you date, there's a finale to it. That's why I've been married 3 times, because I think when you date, there's a finale to it. And sometimes people just date for companionship or because I don't know. Why do people date? What's the point of dating if there's no finality to it? The finality would be marriage, right? I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with me. But I just don't get it. I don't understand why people want to date. Well, yeah, okay, I forgot about that part. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they want to date for that, and then that's it. Some other things come along with dating. But like I say, don't date married people. There's nowhere it's going. How you get them is how they leave you, or something like that. So just, don't involve yourself with someone who already has someone else. Just don't do it. In the end, nobody's a winner. Everybody in a situation of being married or in a relationship and you're cheating, everybody's a loser. There's no winners in this game. None. So remember that. Me telling you there's no winners in this game of married men or married women, side pieces and all that stuff. There's no winners. There's so much emotional damage that comes along with that. You would be shocked. But the problem is so many people don't really think about what they're doing. If they thought about it instead of going with their feelings, their emotions, their yearnings or whatever at that time, if they really thought about what they were doing up here, they would not do it. But because they're not thinking with their upstairs, they're thinking downstairs, they fall into that. So you have to let that go. You have to really, really think about it. Some people, it's there, period. They're not, it takes a lot for them to get involved with someone. But like I say, inexperience can cause a lot of problems when it comes to dating, and you don't know how to look for red flags, or you just avoid the red flags. But it's a no end. It's a no end street. It's a dead end street. Nobody's happy. You're happy at the time, at the moment, but the longevity of it, there's no winners. So remember that. When you're dating someone who's married, there are no winners. There's no great relationship that's going to come out of this. It's just a dead end. So remember that. Now, you guys take care of yourselves. Don't be hard on yourselves if you've been caught in some of these compromising positions. Let yourself live. Learn how to love again. Just remember what I'm saying. Please remember what I'm saying. All right, you guys take care of yourselves. I love you so much, and I will talk to you in the next video.